Hey everyone, welcome back to PixelProwess. Today we're diving into the world of Mobile Legends Bang Bang, and we're focusing on none other than Terizla, the Punisher. This guy's a beast when it comes to dishing out heavy damage and soaking up hits with his tanky build. We're going to break down his skills, combos, and how to maximize his potential in the battlefield. So sit back, relax, and let's jump right into it. Let's start with Terizla's skills. His passive, Body of Smith, is what makes him super durable. Every time Terizla takes damage, it gets converted into health regeneration. The lower his HP, the more lifesteal he gets, making him a menace when he's low on health. His passive skill allows him to gain damage reduction the more health he loses, making him a solid frontline hero. Next, we have his second skill, Execution Strike. This is Terizla's bread and butter when it comes to AoE damage. He swings his hammer 3 times in a cone-shaped area, dealing tons of damage. What's cool is that the damage from the first 2 swings is reduced by 40%, but the third hit packs a punch and it slows the enemy by 15%. It's advisable to acquire Execution Strike at level 1 to swiftly clear the first wave of minions and get an early advantage against your lane opponent. Since this is Terizla's primary damage and farming ability, prioritize maxing it out. The second and third strikes can be cast within a few seconds. Use this mechanic in the early game to poke your enemy and force them out of the lane, denying them EXP and gold from minions. Each strike costs mana. If the extra strikes are not necessary to use, do not cast them to preserve your mana. You can move briefly while casting Execution Strike. This skill can only be interrupted by airborne, frozen, suppressed, or transformed effects. Finally, the ultimate penalty zone. Terizla jumps and smashes his hammer down, chaining enemies to the ground. It's a great crowd control tool, forcing the enemy to stay within a specific range or be dragged back if they try to escape. Perfect for team fights and locking down squishy enemies. Now let's talk combos. Terizla isn't just about brute strength. His combo potential can turn the tide of any fight. A basic combo would start with Penalty Zone to trap the enemies. Once they're chained, follow up immediately with the Revenge Strike to slow them down even more. Then unleash Execution Strike to deal heavy damage. If they're still standing, your basic attacks should finish them off, especially with that passive healing you get when low on health. For a more aggressive engage, you can use Revenge Strike first to get close to enemies and slow them down. Then pop Penalty Zone and finish with Execution Strike. The key is timing your abilities so you can maximize damage and keep enemies within your range. Here are a few tips to keep in mind when playing Terizla. 1. Positioning is key. Terizla's skills are slow and predictable, so you need to position yourself well to land those hammer strikes. Look for opportunities to flank or catch enemies off guard with your penalty zone. 2. Timing your ultimate. Don't just throw your ultimate out randomly. Save it for key moments in team fights, when you can catch multiple enemies, or use it to lock down priority targets like the enemy carry. 3. Sustain through fights. Thanks to Terizla's passive, he thrives in extended fights. If you're low on health, don't back off too early. Engage wisely, as you might surprise enemies with a sudden lifesteal boost. As the game heads into the late game, Terizla becomes absolutely optimal item build. Here's what I recommend for late-game Terizla. Bloodlust Axe gives you much-needed spellback and cooldown reduction, making your sustain during team fights really effective. Queen's Wings. For more survivability, you can all on top, as it reduces damage and boosts your life at the same time. Immortality provides a second life, allowing you to re-engage after you've been taken down. Dominant Size helps with cooldown reduction and counters enemies who rely on attack speed, while providing you in solid defense. Blade Armor or Antique. Here out. Pick one depending on whether you're facing physical burst or sustained damage. Blade Armor is excellent against martial arts, while Antique Clear Out reduces burst damage from enemy fighters and assassins. The Phoenix Clear is your radiant armor. The enemy shield and power magic survive burst from melee. With this build, Terizla becomes a formidable presence in the late game, able to dish out serious damage while also sustaining through enemy pressure. Remember, to gain progression, your goal is to heal disrupt the enemy backline, outlast the enemy front line, or damage reduction. That's all for today's video on Terizla. If you enjoyed the guide, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more Mobile Legends content. Let me know in the comments who you'd like to see next. Until next time, fight hard, and I'll see you on the battlefield.